Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business and let's wake up those football guys here on this wild card weekend. Wow, we're about to see something we've never seen before. We're going to have a Monday night football playoff game. We got 3 games tomorrow. We got 2 games today. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. We're going to be live streaming all of the games. We're going to start out this evening, live streaming. Of course, this morning I got to get set up for tomorrow because we're still having to have the big sub. Little problem. I was trying to get one from my deli, the Italian Gourmet. They did not get me the full 3-foot sub, so I'm going to have to do some smaller versions again. I'm still trying to figure out what to do. San Francisco is known for like burritos, fish tacos, bread bowls with clam chowder in them. I found a Great Harvest bread that I can get the bread bowls, and I can do the clam chowder. But the sub, the only thing I could think of that would be kind of San Francisco-esque, which is also known for Chinatown, is to maybe do like a chicken teriyaki sub, a grilled chicken teriyaki sub, doing like the matchstick carrots and things on there, like a, you put cilantro on there, you make the, the hot sauce mayonnaise topping for it. That's the only thing I can really think of that would be a sub-wise for it. If you have a suggestion, please, by all means, leave me a suggestion on what to do that would be San Francisco-esque for tomorrow. Okay, so, of course, we've got the pre-games today. We'll enjoy those this evening and just kind of relax, have a few drinks and everything else. I'll do some work in my workshop earlier today and get my running around out the way. Then we've got the Eagles. And for the Eagles, Philly 500 wants to bet, and I'll do a video to Philly 500 on that because basically he wants me to give up everything and risk everything, and he's basically doing squadouche. I have a response for him, but I'll give that to him later on so that way he doesn't have to watch the whole Dallas Cowboys video. This game, San Francisco, for me, this is one of those games that this was the end of innocence or the death of my heroes growing up. My Cowboys, I thought the way it was in the 70s when I grew up with Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett and Drew Pearson, the doomsday defense, that's all I knew. That's what I experienced was the Cowboys constantly winning from my first memories of winning Super Bowl against the Miami Dolphins in those games against the Steelers. It was always the Dallas Cowboys and everything that was the Dallas Cowboys. But here it is. I'm in high school now. After having all of this winning and things, it was the San Francisco 49ers that literally put the dagger in the Dallas Cowboys with that touchdown catch of Dwight Clark. Joe Montana, the Cinderella story, as they kept calling it, because they came out of nowhere. Nobody expected San Francisco to be able to do what they did. Good morning, Roscoe. How you doing, Roscoe? But they did. And that was the beginning of the end. Sure, the Cowboys were there at 3 NFC championship games in a row, but they couldn't get over the hump anymore. And that was the slow death to Tom Landry being fired. And so it was the San Francisco 49ers that I hated. I absolutely positively hated them. Okay, hang on. Broke ass media in full effect. Gotta let the dog out. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? I did. I let the damn dogs out. But it was the San Francisco 49ers that ruined that perception that I had. So I hate the San Francisco 49ers. I hate them. But it was old school football. And then in the 90s, it was the resurgence of the Cowboys. the Cowboys stealing from the 49ers, getting Charles Haley, getting Deion Sanders, getting those next 3 Super Bowls after they had already won 2 of them. That was old school football. And I always tell you guys that, I love football. Oh, my God, I love football. But it's not the same as what it used to be. It used to be war. It wasn't, oh, we're going to change jerseys and take pictures and work out together. No, we hated each other. San Francisco hated the Cowboys, and the Cowboys hated San Francisco. There were no friendships there. And I'm hoping that this is going to be an old school matchup. But I believe that this is going to be one of those games that goes down to war in the trenches. Trent Williams, All-Pro. Not any injury designation whatsoever. He's back on the field. Tyron Smith, thought to be one of the best tackles in football when healthy. No injury designation. He's back on the field. You've got that front line of San Francisco that can put pressure on the quarterback without the blitz. You got Nick Bosa basically saying that, easy money on the Dallas Cowboys tackles, basically. So this game, much to the chagrin of the average football watcher, and I tell you, if you really want to learn football and you really want to understand, if you really want to see the battles, pay attention to the line play. Pay attention to the stunts and the games that the defensive lineman will play. Pay attention to how the offensive line passes a guy off to go ahead and get that outside rusher. Pay attention to the running backs, how they block, like Zeke Elliott. You'll see some of the most vicious blocks from Zeke Elliott. But most people don't watch that battle. You are really missing the essence of football. Because what it boils down to is, can that guy on the offensive line beat that guy on the defensive line and vice versa? But most people just watch the football. Watch the football to the quarterback's hand and then watch the pass to the receiver. You miss all the action and where the game is truly won and lost. You'll follow the running back. You'll see Zeke Elliott and you'll see him tackle for a 2-yard loss and say he sucks. But you don't pay attention to what the design of the play was. You don't see the guards pulling or the tackles doing influence boxes or doing misdirections where everything is going to the left when the play is really going to the right, quarterback's boot line. Watch all of those battles because that is where everything is going to be won and lost this weekend. Now, the funny thing to me is this. I'm sitting here looking at the Vegas lines. The Vegas lines here, they have the Packers as the odds-on favorite to be Super Bowl champions, plus 370. And then they have the Chiefs at plus 450. Then the Bills at plus 750, and the Buccaneers plus 800, Titans 850. Followed by the Rams plus 1,000, and then the Cowboys. Okay, at 1,200. Then there's a big drop-off to the Bengals at 1,700, and then dropping off even further at 2,100, they have the 49ers. So they have the 49ers as the 4th worst odds to win the Super Bowl. Yet, the way people are talking about it on air is like the Cowboys have no chance in this game. How is it that the 49ers almost have twice the worse odds than the Cowboys, but yet people act like the Cowboys have no chance? I don't understand that. But then again, this goes to the narrative that's always there. Sadly, Junior Sullivan, I know I mispronounced his name. When I heard the news that he was found dead in a prison cell in Leavenworth, the name rung a bell, but it didn't really ring a bell. It's like I know who it is, but I don't know who it is. Because the headlines were former Dallas Cowboy found dead in a cell. And I went back, and it was back in, like 2007, 8, something like that. He was drafted by Kansas City. Kansas City Chiefs. Played there for 2 years. Played 1 year in Dallas. Finished his career in Seattle. So he played 1 year out of 4 in Dallas. He played more time, was drafted by Kansas City. But the headlines are Dallas Cowboys former player found dead. It's tragic. Don't know what happened after his football career and so on. And my thoughts and prayers goes out to his family and the people that he's close to. But this is the same narrative that we always get. I mean, if anything, it should be former Kansas City Chiefs, Seattle Seahawks, Dallas Cowboy player found dead. Why is it just Cowboys? But be that as it may. It's the shade that we get on this one. The Cowboys playing at home. Cowboys, extra day of rest. Cowboys didn't have to play in overtime against the division rival to come back to win. Cowboys didn't fall behind by 17 points in the game. Cowboys didn't have 2 takeaways. Cowboys somehow, by some of these people, will be one and done. And the only basis on this is, well, the Cowboys in the past, they lose. But see, if you take a coin and you flip it 50 times, and if 50 times it all comes out heads, do you know what the odds are the next time you flip it that it's going to come out heads? 50-50. Because those 50 flips before have nothing to do with the next one. The odds are the same either way. So we'll see what happens tomorrow on that one. And I'm going to finish this up this morning, of course, with this clip right here from ESPN. Cowboys identity crisis.
Are still favored to win the game, but how worried should they be?
I mean, they should absolutely be worried. The Dallas Cowboys aren't the same team we watched play the first 6-7 weeks of the season, and they're playing the most consistently true to themselves team in football. When Kyle Shanahan walks into the stadium, he knows who the hell the San Francisco 49ers are, and he never lets you get him out of character. He never panics. He's not the guy that gets punched in the face and he starts windmill fighting. He's not that person. He's a guy that gets punched in the face and he wipes it off. He puts his hands back up, and then he starts to swing. And we saw that when they were down 17-0 to the Los Angeles Rams. This didn't turn into the Houston Oilers run and shoot with Warren Moon. No, they continued to run the football. They continued to get the ball in Deebo Samuel's hands. They continued to run the boot game. And then when Jimmy Garoppolo had to make some plays at the end, he was able to do that, but it was still the usual suspects he was using. And that's what you're going to see from this team this week. You're going to see physicality up front on both sides of the football field. You're going to see a defense that tries to prevent the big play and the offense that wants to bludgeon you. And also they have Trent Williams back. And with all of those things being said, their ceiling is not where the Dallas Cowboys ceiling is. They don't have the Dak Prescotts, right? They don't have the Ezekiel Elliott's, the Amari Coopers, the CeeDee Lambs. On defense, they don't have the DeMarcus Lawrence. Obviously, they have Bosa, you have Armstead, but they don't have Lawrence and Gregory. They don't have the Michael Parsons. They don't have the Trayvon Diggs. They're not turning the football over at the rate the Dallas Cowboys have been. If the Dallas Cowboys play to the ceiling of their talent, they're the scariest team to play in the conference. But the reason that we are doubting them, the reason that people think this game is going to be close is because they often have an identity crisis. We don't know which team is going to show up. We don't see that consistency, but we see that with San Francisco. I still have Dallas winning this game.
In the 49ers, the way that they play offensively, it eliminates to some degree the strength of the Dallas Cowboys is their pass rush. It's like a straight drop back pass rush. And the 49ers are not going to give you too many opportunities to do that unless you're down by a lot. And when you started, RC, you were talking about throwing punches and how you react. And that made me think about something that means a lot to you. You're an MMA guy with the DC and RC podcast. And I was thinking about the 49ers.
Thanks for the shout out.
Nice plug.
Oh, yeah. Download, rate, review, all that stuff. But the 49ers, they are jiu-jitsu fighters. That's what they are. Like, they are out there. And they are waiting for you to make a decision. Yeah, they are not going to be pretty necessarily. They are waiting for you to slip up and leave a hole so that you think you are in advantage. And next thing you know, you on your back and he got you in a rear naked choke. And that is what they're going to try to do to players like Micah Parsons. Because Micah Parsons is fast and aggressive, and he's playing in his first playoff game. And he is more than likely, and this is not a criticism of him, more than likely he is going to overplay things. And that is what the 49ers are counting on. So I think the key to the key to the Cowboys winning this game, honestly, is their offense playing well early. Because I'm not sure that there is an answer defensively for the 49ers if the 49ers are playing well. I'm not sure that the Cowboys, as talented as their defense is, their defense is built to stop modern NFL offenses. And the 49ers, they ain't really that. They're giving you something a little different. So if the Cowboys can get out to an early lead and force Jimmy G to have to work from a pocket and allow their three incredible pass rushers to get after him and give Trayvon Diggs opportunity after opportunity to get an interception, that is where they're most comfortable. Otherwise, they might end up in a triangle choke, and it's going to be a short, ugly fight.
Dominique, when are you going to go on the podcast? I feel like you'd be the perfect guest, right?
I know, right? This is too good.
They scare me. Them MMA guys scare me. I don't know. They crazier than us.
Okay, all right. So, be that as it may, again, I don't know if this is for ratings or not, but we are just being pumped up about the San Francisco 49ers. And this is an interesting, because I was looking this up while I was watching that, is when you look at, I was looking at, they've got playoff wins. There's a whole chart showing you how many playoff wins and experience that people have. Clearly Aaron Rodgers has, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady have the most experience. Aaron Rodgers is 12-9. Although you can look at it and say he's 1-3 in NFC Championship games because they've lost those. You look at Jimmy Garoppolo and you say he's 3-1, and you all of a sudden say, whoa, 3-1 record in the playoffs. So Jimmy G is great. But I decided to go through and look at his playoff statistics. One of the playoff games is when he was with New England, and that was, I guess he came in garbage time, maybe, because it's listed as one game with nothing. There's no passes, no interceptions, no TDs, but that's one of the wins. Then you have 2-1 with San Francisco, the one loss being in the Super Bowl. Mind you, he got to the Super Bowl. But I'm looking at the statistics. They're not exactly, where you say, wow, he's a game changer. 63% completions over the 3 games he played with San Francisco, 427 yards total, 2 TDs, 3 interceptions. So he averaged 142 yards a game. His rating, 75. Sacked 4 times. Nothing spectacular or anything that stands out in that situation right there. You don't look at that and say, wow, 3-1 playoff record when you're throwing 142 yards and 2 TDs in 4 games. Just saying. Anyway, you know how we roll. I'm Mark Holmes, and as always, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys at 4:15. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is